Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. And when was the last time I posted? Yeah, 2 weeks ago. Sorry about that. A lot of things happened during these 2 weeks. And anyways, I'm here to say that this week's what ifs are definitely gonna be the one we originally gave the community post for plus the video for. So let's not waste any more time. Get on with the what if of this is what if deku was izuru kamukura part 13. Let's not waste any more time and get on with our intro. As it seemed to be the next day after everything had happened in the, summer camp. Meanwhile, Midori was sleeping in his room. A different place in the council of UA were talking a bit. They were discussing about what All Might heard in Island and what Shirokuma is telling them. So you're telling me that All for One has a doctor? Nezu would then ask to Shirokuma. In a way, yes. I still don't remember much of my time as being Kawagiri, but that is all I can remember. What about his name? Shirokuma would then shrug. He only called by the name the Doctor, so to say the least, I had no idea who he was, what his life was like, or what even he did. As I would decide, first of all, the user saying Doctor doesn't help anything out. It literally doesn't even narrow our search range. Yeah, sorry, bestie. Whatever. So what now? Midnight would then think for a bit. Well, let's just call Izuku. It can search your memory if it's a memory reading quirk. Oh yeah, that reminds me. What is with that boy anyways? Shirokuma would then ask. Oh, you don't remember? No. We think it's All for One's son. Immediately Shirokuma would then spit out while what he was doing. Sorry. But he's All for One's son? We think he's All for One's son. Endeavor would then say. Oh yeah, that also brings me to the question. What the hell are you? I'm Endeavor. Okay, Shirokuma would then say, leaving everyone a little bit flabbergasted. Well, that was something, as I would then say, as he would then sit down wondering what other things can happen. Anyway, so the doctor is someone important, Blood King would then say. Personally speaking, he's probably the guy that is making the moves. Nezu would then say to Blood King, I guess that makes the most amount of sense, saying that he is the guy that is making the nomus, but that still asks the question of how is he putting quirks on them. Nezu would think to himself about that one. If you're wondering how quirks he managed to do that, personally, if you ask me, he cloned a bunch of quirks, and after that, he basically gave the quirks to the Nomus. Shirokuma would then say, really? But after All for One's dead, I'm pretty sure that process has been slowed down. What do you mean, slowed down? I'm not so sure what happened in the past, but a lot of things that happened between him and All for One, so as Shirokuma wouldn't just get up. Anyways, I need to take a long rest and get myself on this new system of hearing. Yeah, sure, why not? Meanwhile, in a different place, the Public Safety Commission would once be again grinding their teeth. Damn it! Why can we not just recruit him? We have sent him multiple offers, haven't we? Yes, but those offers have been swiftly being denied, either by All Might, giving him his offer, the Tartarus itself, and being protecting him, and not just that, many more places as well. Whatever happens, happen. Let's just tell this warden to call you-know-who. Are you sure you want to call her? One of the older-looking members would then say, of course. She's our best option to take him down for good. Fine then. Call Makoto Maiki. Meanwhile, in Makoto's office room, we'd be basically looking at a specific file, and he would be drinking his tea. He would look at the file's name, Lady Nagant, Quirk Sniper. No, wait, I read the name wrong. It's Nagant. Pretty interesting of a quirk, if you ask me. As Makoto would drink the tea. Now, why were you convicted? Reading the files, Makoto would then say, there's so many wrong charges against you. Makoto would then pull out a suitcase full of other files. As he would place that in. Don't worry, I'm gonna set you free right about now. Makoto would walk away to where Nagant's jail cell is, as all the other villains would be rattling and catching their cases, their walls, and basically doing that. I know majority of the villains are stabbed down, but that only happened with Stain and All for One, seeing that both of them are there, but it's pretty funny to me that did. Anyways, so Makoto would go in front of the gate to the place of Lady Nagant, as he would basically see her in a jail cell, as he's basically just sleeping in a bed, doing anything and waiting for her life to end. Makoto would then say, Lady Nagant, please answer my call. Nagant would open her eyes for going in. Well, here goes nothing. Immediately he would push the suitcase into her room before he locks the room again. What is this? Nagant would then ask in a curious voice. Open it. Nagant would see her conviction file, rolling her eyes before she sees more and more information about her, proving her innocent. Wait, what do you mean? I'ma let you go now. You're free from thought arrest. Wait, really? Yeah, you are. Makura would grab the file. But how did you get this? Oh, my wife got it for me. Really? Wow, your wife must be a pretty smart detective. The best, actually. The best of the best. Even though Makura wouldn't have a smile on his face remembering the first time he met her. Anyways, you should get out of here. This is not a place for you anyways. This is a place for these despair-filling villains. Makura would look at them all. Immediately all of them would get a shiver down their spines, knowing that none of them would ever even hurt him. Heck, he got a better look at them. Nagant would bow her head. Thank you for that. As he would then start to leave. Oh, and also all of your things will return to you. Immediately he would then tell all the guards about everything that she needs, wants, and everything that she has. And the guards would all give her, from her clothes to everything she needs, as he then starts taking it. I suggest keeping a low profile for now, until, things have settled down a bit more. Makura would then say to her, thank you about that, as he would then just leave. The next day, a bunch of safety officers would then come to get Lady Nagant. Makura would then say, oh, too bad. She killed herself. What? A bunch of the safety commission members would then say, yeah, she guess didn't want to live here long enough and gave her food. She basically killed herself with a butter knife. Makura almost laughed at that joke. Ugh, god damn it. Let's get out of here. She said, can really see the cell. Nope, that cell is under investigation and basically now being cleaned. So, leave, Makura would then say to them. Oh, and I will call the guards if you don't leave. Don't forget that we fund this place. Yeah, UA also funds it, and the amount of money they get from the government, get out. Fine, we'll leave you. As then the safety commission people started to leave with Makura saying, oh, I have to ask for any more questions. I don't know how I could have handled that situation. But still, I do some regrets anyways. They use heroes as tools. Heck, I don't even care about them. Now, Makura would drink some tea, see some more. I wonder how can I get Hawks out of their custody. Maybe Makura would then call Kyoko a bit. Meanwhile, Kyoko was in her office doing her detective works before she gets a call from Makura. What is it, dear? Hey, I want you to investigate Hawks for me. What do you mean? We both know what the safety commission is doing, so I want to get him out of the situation as soon as possible. Got it. What won't we do? Collapse the safety commission? By this point, we all know that we are better running the safety commission than them. We're not greedy as they are. Well, makes sense. We both have been considered for future council members, so why not just accelerate the process? Kyoko would then say with a smile on her face. You think way too like a villain sometimes. Yeah, well, we get that. Well, isn't being a villain runs in the family? Makura would then say, again, I'm not in fault for my parents' actions in the past. So, yeah. Makura would then say with a smile. Anyways, Makura would then cut the call before he sits down, takes a deep breath, and basically start looking up his file. Meanwhile, let's go back to Midoriya and his gang. Yes, I basically started this part without even Midoriya himself. Midoriya once again was basically just resting along in was just having the day of his life without any single repercussion or problems. He felt like, okay, this is way too peaceful. Midoriya would say in the living room, but everybody just looking at him. What do you mean way too peaceful? Isn't this what you wanted? No. I mean, it just is like, it feels weird, Midoriya would then say. How are we absolutely so peaceful right about now? I feel like a fire will erupt from Uraka's cooking us. My cooking isn't that bad, Uraka would then say. You literally almost burned all of us the first time you tried to cook when we were getting to the dorms. And then again, it happened again. Uraka would then stay quiet, knowing that, yes, he's not allowed in the kitchen anymore. As in the kitchen's door, there's basically a picture of Uraka where it's saying, you're not allowed in the kitchen. Uraka would now basically be sad. Yeah, I guess you're right about that factor. Anyways, he would then stress himself a bit before he just sits down. Wondering to himself what kind of crazy set would happen today. Midoriya would then rest his head down, trying to go to sleep as soon as possible, but don't even numbers. Oh, also, we all need to do some training for today. Fuck! Everyone would immediately think in their mind. Wait, really? Why invisible girl would then say now non-invisible? Simple. You all need to train for, you know, for the license exams. Are we sure that's even gonna happen? Bakugo would then say. Of course it is. All has already told me. Immediately everyone would think nepotism. Wait, don't think of nepotism as a thing. All just sees potential in me. And that's just blatant nepotism. Todoroki would then say, whatever. Anyways, let's just go. Immediately everyone would get out and start training with their quirk evolutions. From Todoroki now learning his blue fire, aka frostbite, as I would like to call it, and cold as ice. Calamitous ice. Calamitous ice is basically ice, but it's as hot as fire. So basically, if you get covered by it, you're burning. But also at the same time, the ice also cools you down. So it's not like it's gonna directly kill you. He also learned that move from when he did from Endeavor, from increasing his temperature. So he increased his temperature in his ice body while at the same time. But thanks to his temperature manipulation quirk, this is more of an easier situation than it is. I personally believe that the more something covers Todoroki's body, like if his body is more colder than hot, his fire will, if he shoots out his fire quirk, it will be 10 times stronger than if it was normally stronger out. So that's why I gave him the temperature manipulation quirk. Meanwhile, Midori would go into Momo, who's currently creating as many things as possible. Now including creating many types of weapons, like katanas, swords, axes. Before this, there were so many things that she needed to learn just to basically create one of them. But now she's basically learning. Momo, yes? I got a quirk for you. Oh, really? What is it? Midori would then say, let me show you. As he would immediately start destroying the ground before making it into some sort of statue. Oh. That's an interesting quirk. Manipulation? No. It's called overhaul. It basically allows me to disintegrate and rearrange something. You can also do this in a person, and if you're fast enough, you can basically rearrange their entire body. Momo's eyes would immediately widen. This is perfect for you because then you can just rearrange your weapons into whatever you want, however you want. Well, I don't want to do that to a normal human being. Yeah. This is why I'm giving it to you and not keeping it to myself. The temptation of wanting to kill someone if they did something bad is, well, way too much for me. Immediately placing a hand on Momo's head, red crimson lightning would go on his hand before he gives the quirk to her. Well, I hope she can have her overhaul. Momo would then start to cough. What's wrong? I don't know, I just feel like something is happening. So for people that don't know, the reason most All For One users dies is because let's look at a quirk as a water theory. First of all, there's a cup of water and there's a certain amount of water that cup has. That's the quirk. The cup is a human body in My Hero Academia, while the quirk is the water. Now what would happen if you add another quirk to it? That's overfill. Quirkless people don't have this problem. That's why All Might and Midori can live for so long. Now this is another problem I realized when I was writing the script, because back then Hirokoshi didn't add any information to it. So this is why I'm gonna do this. Oh, don't worry about it, Momo. Immediately Midori would place his hand before Momo's body would then feel a jolt of power. She's perfectly fine. What's wrong? I don't know. For some reason, this red electricity does more than it just, give me a quirk. It also somewhat makes it so that it basically melts your quirk into your body, as it basically melts it to your DNA. What do you mean? So it means if you have a kid, in the future there's a high possibility they can also inherit this quirk. Ah, I see. Okay. So, how did you figure this out? Well, simple. My quirk allows me to do this. You all know about my quirk by now. All one for all. Yes. Sorry, all for one. Yes, I know about that. So basically, every time I steal a quirk, I get this surge of it doesn't belong to my body. But once I electrify it with this red lightning, it allows me to fuse it with my DNA, thus making it another situation. And I know I'm pulling this out my ass, but seriously, how is All For One not die by so many quirks? It's either that his body, either he's a mutant that can handle all the quirks in the world, or this is the scenario we're looking at. Because either way, this is just stupid how he hasn't died from quirk overload. And again, saying that it's My Hero Academia, it's kind of gonna have some dumb reason as plot armor. Then again, Horikoshi was smart enough to add this, so anybody that did give me the way his extra quirk now has to deal with this in their what if. Yeah, just like me, I guess. As then, everyone would once again be training. Uraka's quirks, which should have been a normal escalation gravity powers once you awaken it, has now basically doubled her power. She could already control gravity as it is, but now she controls it even in a better position than she ever could. And thus, it basically makes her more powerful in general. Bakugo's explosion has now become to the point where you can now pin drop it and basically shoot it like a laser beam. I just have one question for Bakugo. You've already trained your quirk to basically have a condensed amount of energy. Why didn't you just use that more often? Like, he's still using the big ass explosions, so I'm very confused on why he doesn't use the other ones. Yeah, it's pretty weird. Todoroki is still fine. Meanwhile, Endeavor would basically be seeing all of this before he decides to sigh, thinking to himself that he may never find Izuku Midoriya. He remembers the first time he met Inko. It was before he met Rei. He was still in his middle school years and he was spiteful. Heck, the only person that stood up to him while he was spiteful was Inko Midoriya. And that had a small laughter from him. Oh, you little missy think you can stand for me? Immediately a book with a hey, stop harassing my friend. It will be Mitsuki Bakugo. Well, just Mitsuki around this time. I have no idea if Mitsuki's name is which one of the Bakugo's parents has the Bakugo name in them, so I'm just gonna say that his dad does. And Debo would grunt before going away. He's weird, Mitsuki would then say. Well, he is the top dog. That's getting to his head. Mitsuki would then say to Inko. I know, but still I kind of feel bad for him. After a while, and they got the news. And Endeavor was gonna go to UA. Well, his quote-unquote friends, they were the only people that talked to him, so yeah, we kind of left. So during the last day, he asked for their numbers and asked if they can stay in contact. Oh, what's that? A sort of flattery? No, not at all. Why do you want to contact? It's personal. Okay, just want to keep in contact with two of the only people that even talk to me. Alright then. Both of them would then give on contacts and then Endeavor would just walk away. After that, high school would start and he'll still keep in contact with them. They didn't have powerful quirks, so they just went to normal high school. Heck, Inko even told them that she basically got someone to like her back. And he was happy about her. And so was Mitsuki. His name was Hisashi Midoriya. Inko married his family a few years later and Endeavor was basically signed as Midoriya's guardian in case anything happens to her and Hisashi. But then it did came. Hisashi's death came in a car accident and Inko was all left. Endeavor supported her as much as he can. While at the same time he was having bad things happen to his family. He was trying his best to raise them all. And when Todoroki came, he didn't know what happened, but it was greed. Greed in general corrupted him at that moment. Before this, he loved his family. He just wanted to know them. In this time, he even made way because he actually loved her. But the moment it came, his goal of surpassing All Might over once Inko found out, she and Mitsuki laid it on him. Heck, they saved him before anything bad can happen. But it didn't help the fact that Todoroki still got a scar. This time it was a training accident. That is what broke the camel's back. At least for Rei. She immediately called the two people only talks to, and they set him in the right path. This is a happier moment for Endeavor's life. And this is why I'm trying to find him. Endeavor would then explain to All Might. All Might would then finally just be silent. You just told me your whole last life story and expected me to tell you anything. Yeah, in all honesty, that was a kind of a dick move. All Might would sigh before he grabs his head. You, Endeavor, are the most complicated person I've ever met in my life. But if you want my information, why didn't you just ask Kyoko-sama? Her? Why her? She's literally the greatest detective in Japan. She even gives Tsukahime, Detective Tsukikushi, Psychikushi. God damn it, almost detective friend. I don't know how to pronounce his name. Him for the money, run for his money. Yeah, I definitely heard there's two rivals. Well, one set of rivalry to be more precise. I never would have a laugh at that. Yeah, just saying that, why didn't you just go to it? Meanwhile, Endeavor would then do that. In Kyoko's office, Endeavor would walk in. What does the number 2 hero want with me? Endeavor would drop the paper of Izuku Midoriya, some of the files, and King has find this boy. Oh, why? A friend's promise, okay? Alright, let's see. Immediately he would get a call from Inko. Explain the situation. Inko would then say, so, you're now taking the help from the greatest detective? Yeah, kind of have to. Don't worry, I'll find your son one day. Endeavor would then cut the call. Realizing that the situation may just get even more tense if he starts talking to her. He just goes back home to his family and just lives the rest of the day. And then, a few weeks would pass for the time for the the entrance exam. Midoriya was wearing his US school uniform with everyone else going into the bus. Can't believe you're finally here, Uraka would then say, looking at the big coliseum. It's weird that they decided to start off so early. I wonder why. Midoriya would then remember what All Might said. He's gonna go to retirement sooner than later, so there better be a bunch of heroes out. So the safety commission is basically doing this. What Midoriya doesn't know, there's another reason. They need heroes. They need people that the safety commission can use. And if we can get Midoriya's hero license to get him into this bar, well, they already have one hell of a student. As Midoriya walks out, a bunch of the other students from other schools would then come out, including Hayasa, who's the wind guy, would not be basically pissed off or mad at Todoroki. Instead, he would just shake his head. And, it's nice to see you again, Todoroki. Yeah, but it's weird that you decided to come late. Why didn't you come to UA? Personal reasons. I didn't walk away with everyone else. I would wonder what the hell just happened. Don't question it. If you don't question it, that's the better person of the things. As everyone would then go wearing their hero costumes and everything else. Uraka would notice him. Hey, Midori, has your clubs changed? Oh, these? I got an upgraded version. What does it do? You'll see in the battlefield. As they all would basically meet the same sleepy guy, as he would explain to them why they're doing this. So if you don't know, crime rate has basically been low down, and so does everything else. To keep this steady power struggle between the villains and the heroes has now become a hero's domination. So what we're doing is increasing the number so that the man wouldn't say, so that heroes and villains are no longer in an equal footing. So yeah, if you're wondering why. Also, another reason is because the CA and Saikai were basically wiped out, so we don't have to worry about them anymore. Thus meaning that the underground world is more trouble. Midoriya would look at Hazime, who's next to him. Did you have something to do with this? Kind of. Plus, you can thank me later. For now. Anyways, the test begins. Wait, right now? As immediately the dome save room would immediately fall down, with everyone just shocked. Okay, this is just weird. Midoriya would then say, getting out arena room where he sees a big city. Midoriya would pull out one of the bombs that was given to him. Just target 3 people and we can just move on, right? Yeah, Uraka would then say, get them! As everyone would then scream. And of course they're here. Stop. Midoriya's gravity power had immediately fell on every other student that is not part of UA. Everyone, let's get this ended as quickly as possible. God damn it! I thought he only had a few mental quirks, or a short formation quirk with each element. Yeah, so did I. Everyone would be basically sighing. Meanwhile, in Hope's Peak, someone would basically be looking at by the camera. Yeah, well, we're not going there, Chiaki would then say to Nagisa. Nagito would then say, alright, let's just hunt some more. I want to meet Izuku again, so that you can find him. Personally, yes. As both of them would walk away, before seeing 2 students before, immediately both of them tried to rush them, but they would immediately slip. Taking this time, both of them would then get their parks. Meanwhile, a announcer would then say, oh, class 1A has just passed. Holy moly, that was fast. Come on, let's go, guys. Let's take a rest. As all of them decided to go and take a rest. Meanwhile, Toga, who was also there as Kami, would basically be shocked. She was eliminated that fast. Luckily, the rest of the class wasn't. So they basically just went out. And everyone just left. Meanwhile, the rest of the things would basically go. With the all-girls school and basically not being eliminated. But in this timeline, they were not. There were 2 more people. Psycho and Tele and her brother were also there, who using their quirks. They both go to the same school in this timeline, instead of the canon where Psycho went to the all-girls school. This was a bit underwhelming, to say the least. So he then said, yeah, we didn't even get to meet Midoriya. Whatever happens, I guess. Plus, things got a lot more funner. And I'm gonna end things off here. Sorry this wasn't a big dramatic part you guys expected. But anyways, like, comment, share, and subscribe, and tell me what other what ifs you wanna see. Anyways, bye.